River.
And your address, please.
1013 Columbus Boulevard.
Thank you.
Okay. And for an undisclosed reason, she wouldn't give me her name because she didn't want to be watched for any reason. But she was a friend of mine and a coworker, and she told me that she had her store averaged about $5,000 a week in K2 sales alone. And I did that on the calculator. That's about $250,000 a year in K2 sales from one store. Now, illegalizing K2 is going to be a band-aid to the underlying problem. It's not going to go away now. People are getting high illegally, unsafely right now. Adding K2 to that list will only intensify K2's and the synthetic marijuana's street potency. It is dangerous, but it doesn't have to be. Let's regulate it. Let's monitor it, and we can create jobs doing both those things. I mean, we can create a lot of money. $250,000, think of those taxes. That's a taxable product, and essentially, by making it illegal, you're putting this taxable product, and you're putting the money right back into drug dealers' pockets. It's happening with marijuana right now. But we can be making money off of it. We can be putting these funds, these taxes that we're getting from this product, be putting it towards something good, like solving cancer. You know, the possibilities are endless. But by covering it up and saying and making it illegal, you're basically putting a band-aid on the problem. It's you're doing the exact opposite of what you want. You're going to make it more dangerous, more likely to be on the streets, and less controlled. That's not what you want. Just look at marijuana. Look at the other illegal drugs on the streets right now. It's I just think we should be really reconsidering. Maybe there's another route to go about this. People are going to use it regardless. It's not going away now, and just putting an illegal band-aid on it isn't going to change the problem.
Respectfully speaking, and what is your name, sir?
Seth Gerber.
Mr. Gerber. Respectfully speaking, the intention of this was certainly not to be inhaled or ingested or smoked or anything. It was an incense primarily, and so now
That's a cover-up, though.
Can I finish? So at this point, we're seeing that it's dangerous, it's harmful, and it's also been attributed to deaths. So
then we should legalize cigarettes and alcohol too.
Okay, but this is what we're dealing with right now. And we're dealing with, and I work at Trinity, I'm a nurse, and I see a lot of things. And this is a dangerous substance, and again, the intention for it is supposed to be as an incense, and it's not being used as such. Therefore, on that basis, what you're saying doesn't hold any water because people are using it.
But making it illegal is not going to make it go away, man.
We don't agree on the fact that we need to have an ordinance that prohibits it. So I agree with you.
I mean, if you're looking at deaths, just look at why aren't we legalizing cigarettes? I mean, they're at 440,000 deaths a year for cigarette smoke, and when we're looking at one death reported from K2 use, where the kid was mannequin and he killed himself because he was suicidal. But we attribute that to K2.
I have a question for you. What is your solution?
My solution is you keep it legal and you start making jobs to where you make sure it's what's in it is legitimate. Right now, I don't agree with what's in it right now. I'm not going to stick my hand up and say, hey, this K2 stuff, what you're buying at the convenience store right now is safe. It's not. But we can make it to where it's safe. We can make it to where it's acceptable for everybody and responsible adults to use this in a safe way if we monitor it. And right now, it's not. There's not much research on it. You're right. We should get someone in there, and we should make sure people are regulating what's being put in the bags. But by putting a legal on it and making it go back to the streets, you're making it twice as dangerous. Twice as many people are going to be in the hospital.
What would be the purpose of making it safe and making it anything than what it's used for? I mean, what would be the purpose of making it safe? What is the purpose of this substance in your mind?
I mean, what is the purpose of alcohol? I mean, what I'm getting at is what is the purpose of any mind-altering substance?
That's my question. I'm just wondering, why would you want to make it legal? For what purpose would it be used?
Well, it's legal now, but I mean, just look at any mind-altering substance. What is the purpose of that? I mean, I'm not going to stand up and try to philosophize why we should talk about being intoxicated, but people do it. It's just the cold reality of it. And I'm not going to stand up and say I agree with it or not, or how people are getting intoxicated, but that's just it's happening. You can't ignore it.
Excuse me. Are you saying that you would recommend legalizing marijuana, cocaine?
I mean, marijuana to a degree, but not necessarily. I'm not going to stand my head up and go for the hard meth and all that stuff. But essentially, a lot of the problems that come from the drugs that we have today that people are using is because of the illegality of it. If we could monitor things and regulate it to where it would be safer and where people knew what they were getting and you knew what people were getting. See, right now we don't know when people are going out in the streets and buying marijuana. We don't know how much they're getting. We don't know what's going on. We can try to keep up on it, spend more money on taxes for police officers to keep track of it. But why not go back to the problem and right there on K2, which is just an alternative to marijuana, why not look at the K2 and now you know who's getting it. Now you know how much is being trafficked. You can make money off of it. The potentials are endless. Look at California. The first year they legalized marijuana, it became their leading cash crop. Within the first year, there's more marijuana factory or shops in California now than there is McDonald's, and that is something to stand up for. That's something to look at, and K2 is becoming that too.
Thank you very much.